Welcome to Lead, Laugh, Love. In today's episode, we decided to mix things up. We're going to ask each other one question: a lead, a laugh, and a love. Let's see where this takes us. Hey, Kimmy.
Good morning, Tim.
How's it going?
It's early.
We're starting the podcast now. Do you think that helps?
Yeah, okay. Welcome to the podcast.
Starting now.
It's hard to figure out when to start editing the podcast. So anyways, good morning.
It's hard to starting.
Yeah. Well, it's early in the morning again. So we've done this to ourselves again. But here we are. And today we're just going to lean into our lead, laugh, love questions and see where that takes us. We're trying.
No topic.
Yeah. I think one of the most fun parts about having a podcast, if I'm allowed to say that, is just every week we're kind of like, oh, I really like that, or I did not like that, and what do we want to do differently? And, you know, all three of you out there listening are just going to roll with it because this is what we're doing.
All right.
So lead, laugh, love question today. I think we're going to alternate. Why don't you get us started?
All right. Well, I had to jot these down. If this is going to be, before it was just warm up.
Yeah.
So it was just like, let me just think of question to ask to get things flowing. Whereas now, if this is like the podcast, if this becomes the podcast, I have to be more formal about it. Do my homework, think about stuff.
I don't think too much. The questions you've asked the last few weeks have been great. But yeah, let's hear it. What do you got for me?
All right. It might be too early for these, so let's see.
Wow. Okay. More coffee.
And starting with lead can sometimes be tough because that's the heaviest, but we'll see. What leadership quality do you feel like you lean on the most?
I think
in life in general.
Oh, sure.
Or leadership, like however you want to answer it.
Yeah.
It's your podcast.
It's our podcast. That is coffee being poured into a cup.
Should I have muted my mic?
I don't think I can edit that out.
You shouldn't.
Yeah. It's early. We're drinking coffee. That's part of what we're doing here. Leadership quality I lean on the most is probably transparency. I became a leader when I worked at a company called Duo several years ago. And that was the first time I got to manage people and kind of formally become a leader. And the person I first had on my team was someone I already knew and had a good relationship with. So I was just by nature transparent with them as humans, as two people working together, which translated to how I showed up as a leader for that person and then all the people that joined the team after that. So it's always something of like, how transparent am I that's productive for people versus just giving too much information that's adding more stress to a situation that they don't need. But all the companies I've worked at, or not all of them, but a lot of them lead with transparency as well. That's part of like their company culture, or at least they say that it is. It's made it feel safer for me to show up as a leader with transparency to whatever degree is appropriate. And I lean on it all the time of like, I don't really know what's going on here. And I'm going to let you know that I don't know what's going on here so we can figure it out together versus trying to like fake that I have all the answers or I have all the context. And because I think that that shows up inauthentically when people do that and your team can pick up on it in my mind. So just transparency. And I think I do that in my personal life as well. Maybe I'm like an oversharer. I love to give lots of context to you or to the kids that maybe like I don't need all this information sometimes. But I love context and therefore information being shared with me and with others. So I'd say transparency.
It's interesting. Yeah, transparency is like a tricky one because, there's some messages that organizations don't want you to communicate with your team or maybe don't feel are best for for that audience. But I agree. I think people are smart. People talk to each other. And so you do have to be careful with
sure,
not being transparent, because people will figure it out.
Yeah.
And in your personal life, you do like to be transparent.
Too much so?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a overly detailed person.
Yeah.
Like, too much information shuts me down.
I think I'm like doing everyone a favor of like, all right, everyone, gather around. Here's a minute by minute, play by play of how this family activity is going to go, what we're going to eat, how everyone's going to be feeling about it. And I think that's probably like a control thing as well, of like, I have a plan and I hope it goes the way I want it to go. And I think that if I share all of that detail up front, that will lead to a more successful outcome.
Yeah.
So my therapist and I are working on it.
I'm like, let's just get to the point. Like, efficiency.
Yeah. Okay. You're about efficiency.
Yeah. Like, hey, are you eating dinner tonight? Just looking for a yes or no.
Yeah.
And then you'll just dive into the entire evening.
I ate lunch at 4:00 today. Therefore, I'm not quite hungry yet, but
I could be.
It depends on what you're thinking. Let's talk about it. And I can immediately just see like you're shutting down on me.
That's just one example.
Yeah, right. So good question though. I love that.
Like, I asked, what, our plans for the weekend. Like, how long are we going to be out? And it was like, well, I don't know. It depends. It's got this and this. And it's just like, I'm just looking for an approximate. Like,
yeah.
I didn't even give you an answer to shop for new chairs. Right. But so I just live in this ambiguous space all the time because I never really get an answer, which is a tough space for me to live in.
Because that's the only thing you want.
Yeah, it's just an answer.
What if instead I gave you the answer immediately and then
I would be gone. Okay, I got what I need.
See ya. Yeah. That's what I'm asking. Like, could I give you the answer, but then you pretend to listen to me walk you through all of the backstory that got me to that answer?
I mean,
then we both get what we wanted.
I guess it just depends on how attentive you want me to be in that situation.
You're going to be glazed over.
Glazed. Or just moved on.
All right. Well, isn't it fun to be married?
Yes.
Yes.
So fun.
Great. Okay. That was a good question. Thanks for asking. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have a lead question for you from my little list here. Have you ever received any feedback from a manager, a peer, direct report, anyone that has changed the way you lead?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us what it was?
I don't know. Again, direct answer.
Okay.
But for the podcast, I'll give context.
Great.
Yeah. I got feedback. It was early in my career. I was on a team, and I had gotten promoted like within the team. So I was a tester, and then I got promoted to a team lead, and then promoted to a manager. And that's a tough shift.
Yeah, to go from being peers to some level of authority or responsibility with now your former peers. That's a tough transition.
Yeah. And yeah, and I think I just didn't understand what the role was. I think it was more of a like a title or a sign of progression for me at the time. It's just like, oh, I'm doing a good job. I'm getting recognized. I'm a good leader. And I attribute my style as more of like a Michael Scott style at that time.
Sure.
Just trying to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Never really like owning anything. Yeah, because I just didn't know. But anyway, I had somebody leave the team. His name was Pablo. Is Pablo. And he stayed in the company, but went to another team. and Pablo and I were really good friends. We hung out together. We partied together. I met his family. So we had a really good relationship, and we had a meeting to just talk through the different transition points, and we were just chatting, and he said that the reason he was leaving the team was because of me. And it just was like, wait, what? Like, I thought we were buddies.
Yeah,
Like, I
this is
thought this was
perfect.
like, how would you not want to come to work every day and work for your friend or work with your friend? And so yeah, so that was a tough moment for me.
So what was his feedback though? Like what? Just that he didn't like the way you were showing up.
Yeah, just I wasn't taking anything all that seriously. I wasn't really handling things well. I very immature as far as my emotions go. So like if there was a lot of stress in a particular situation, I didn't handle those situations well. But it was more just the fact that like that he left the team because of me. Like it wasn't I didn't break down like all of the reasons he left. It was more of just the reality of the situation was different in his brain than it was in mine.
Yeah.
And that made me realize I need to do more like reflection, right? More like stepping away from the situation and taking a look at it as a whole. And what is everybody's idea of what I'm supposed to be for them?
Yeah.
So it was just that concept that made me step away from it or step back, I should say. I didn't step away from it, but step back and just kind of reassess my style and how I was showing up.
Yeah. And did you guys stay friends once he left the team?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he's listening. He accepted our invite.
Hey, Pablo.
So.
Yeah, I guess that would make me certainly reflect if a friend of mine left the team. Or anyone, but certainly someone that I already had a great relationship with.
I've had leaders where I've given, maybe not feedback like that. I haven't like left because of someone. Certainly I've felt burned out because of the leaders I've had or how they show up. And I try to give feedback, right? Like I don't like to put something in a like a survey or feedback submission that I haven't already discussed with the individual. I don't think I would appreciate hearing feedback for the first time, like in a
right, in a spreadsheet.
In a spreadsheet, right? And I would like to have the context and understanding of what happened, like what did I do wrong, or how can I do better. I'd like to have that dialogue, and so I try to provide the same for anyone that I work for, and like the way that they respond to the situation versus how I've responded to the situation is not always aligned, and it's tough. It's tough to work for people who don't take that feedback seriously and are just like whatever. So I'm really grateful that at that point in time in my life, I wasn't too stubborn. And maybe it is because it came from a friend, that it like opened my eyes. But that's why feedback is so beneficial, because it allows you to hear how people see you, and you can compare that to how you see yourself. And if those don't line up, then you're probably wrong on how you see yourself.
Or need to find where the truth is in the middle of those things.
Sure. Yeah. It's not always like, oh, you're right and I'm wrong. It's there's a clearly a misunderstanding. If you're seeing things one way and somebody else is seeing things another way, it's an opportunity to connect and work through that. And as you know, anyone, any relationship, regardless of what that relationship is, personal life, professional life, if somebody's giving you feedback, like, listen.
Yeah.
At
least process it and figure out.
It's an opportunity for a conversation.
Yeah. Love that.
Because we have to be here for each other, right? Like, we have to, in the professional sense, you have to show up for work every day and work together. So why not make that relationship the best it can be? And I understand that taking feedback is tough, and doing that work to like hear that information, or to accept that, like, this is not who I thought I was or how I'm showing up. Like, I know that that's hard, but like, that's how you fix it. Like, that's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you evolve as a human being. So anyway.
Love it. Yeah. I
Going
have a lot
on a
more
tangent.
I have a lot more I could say there.
All right. Are we good? Moving on to laugh.
Lead is done. Check.
What is something you commonly do in office or at home, could be both, that brings you and those around you joy?
I feel like I need to send out a survey and ask.
Oh, let me mute.
What do I do that brings me and others joy?
Yeah, can I rephrase it for you?
Yes, please.
So, like, what's a situation where maybe it's tense, maybe things are just stale, and you just kind of feel like things need a bit of a shakeup, and in a good way, right? Like a positive way. And so is there something that you do, like something that you reach into your bag of tricks and you commonly pull out to say, this is my home run hitter right here?
Oh, okay. I don't know if I have any home run hitters. I got a couple like singles, maybe a double if I'm lucky. Well, at work, we're remote, we're talking on Slack most of the day, or that's how we're staying connected. So what my team is, like all teams, very busy. We're very overwhelmed, but vibes are still high. But usually when I can feel like that frenetic energy of like everyone's so busy, it's just throwing something random in our Slack channel. Yesterday it came up in a call, so there was a follow-up of like a dialect quiz, because we all live all over the United States, so we're all from different areas. So we were talking about, do you call it soda or pop? That came up in a meeting.
It's a classic.
And then that reminded me of this like dialect quiz someone else at work had shared with me months ago. So I brought that back up and dropped it into the team chat. And then, as people had time throughout the day, they took a few minutes to take the quiz and share some of their answers. And, it's, something silly, but just questions like that. Or every once in a while in Slack, I'll just pop in like a couple of funny emojis, drawing attention to how crazy we all feel and just being like, checking in. How is everyone? Like, just kind of cutting the tension a little bit and just calling attention to the fact that, like, hey, we all feel a little crazy right now, but like, is everyone okay? Like, and usually that gives you some humorous responses that make you feel a little more validated of like, oh, other people feel overwhelmed as well, but we can still make light of it a little bit. So that's how I do that at work, I guess. In my personal life, I'm still trying to figure this one out. Like when there's tension here at home because you're stressed or I'm stressed or one of the kids is in a certain mood that is making everyone walk on eggshells a little bit, I still struggle to cut that tension because I'm still trying to be like I'm still trying to fix it for everyone or figure out how to support everyone through it. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. I'm afraid sometimes if I try to cut the tension, it's going to frustrate the person that's maybe the source of that tension at that time. So I don't know. I'm still looking for a way. Or if I do have one, I just don't know what it is. So you could let me know what I do. Do I do anything well to cut the tension at home?
Yeah, I think I think you did a good job of bringing us together Whether that's, taking over a particular chore so that we can all enjoy dinner together and we're not all off and, doing our own things or whatever during dinner time. Or I think on the weekends, you'll try to get us out of the house.
Yeah.
Doing an activity.
That usually resets everyone just to like get out of the house and away from, oh, we need to do the dishes or someone has to be doing chores, or just get us out of our to-do list.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. That's nice. Yeah. Oh, my turn to ask you a question. All right, laugh questions. I got a couple I wrote down here. What's a completely irrational standard that you hold others to, and why is it loading the dishwasher?
That's not irrational. There's a way to load the dishwasher to get the maximum capacity.
And you are king. Dishwasher king.
So efficiency is my thing.
Yeah. No, but what is a standard you hold others or things to that you feel like is irrational?
This is a laugh question?
Yeah.
Who's laughing at this?
I am.
Okay. I think it's just that. I think it's the efficiency. I just had a counseling session about this yesterday. As a matter of fact, in my mind, there is a way to operate daily tasks that are the most efficient way to do things. They seem very common sense to me, very like standard. Like, why wouldn't you do it this way?
Yeah.
And so when people don't operate in that space, it's very frustrating for me. And I try to suppress it as much as I can, but it's like I said, it's in my brain. It's like, this is so like, duh. Yeah. How could you not do it this way? So, and that's, I mean, that is like pretty much any daily task. Making the bed, loading the dishwasher, cleaning the house.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone has those, but like your way of making the bed in your mind is the best way. I personally have a very different approach to making the bed than you do, that I'm like, why doesn't he just do it this way?
I don't think it's the best way. It's just some of the things I do or think isn't necessarily, I think this is the best way to do it, but it's the most efficient way to do it. So making the bed, nobody goes into our room. I understand wanting it to look as beautiful as possible, but like, I don't care that the comforter or the sheet is folded back. Like, we're just going to mess it up. So let's just.
So you're anti-throw pillows.
Yeah. Why do we need all that?
Yeah.
It
makes me feel better when I walk by the one time a day.
Yeah. We just take them off and put them back on. Take them off and put it back on. They literally serve no other purpose than like for the one or two people in the house that walk past our bedroom and see it and think like, oh.
It does make me feel better when the bed is perfectly made. It gives me an inner sense of calm when I walk by.
Yes. And I've learned to understand that and respect it. And so begrudgingly, when I make the bed, I do it to your standard and not mine. But I really just want to just tidy it up.
Okay. So efficiency is king for you.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
At least that's how I see it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't laugh very much during this conversation.
Yeah, that was an interesting laugh question, but
I'm trying.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Love. I don't even think I have to look at it, but I will just to make sure. Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Yeah. Boy, I'm nervous.
Yeah. I think you might want to be. All right. What is one thing you love about yourself?
Man, you really cornered me here. Wow.
Welcome to therapy.
Anyone who hasn't noticed, I'm quite hard on myself. One thing I do love about myself, and I'm very proud to have, is my work ethic. Um, I feel like I've always had a strong work ethic. Maybe it doesn't apply to every area of my life. And sometimes I think it comes at a detriment because I say yes to too many things because I feel like I can work hard enough to get everything done that I say yes to. I was just thinking about that yesterday. I was rushing to get my nails done yesterday, which is one of my least favorite things to go do and spend time doing. But I felt like I had to do it.
They look great.
Thank you. I felt like I had to do it because I have a speaking event on Saturday morning at my undergrad, which I'm just thrilled to have the opportunity to do. But I am incredibly stressed because I have so many things that I have to get done before I can accomplish what I want to accomplish Saturday. Not only I needed to get my nails done or felt like I needed to, I got to figure out what I'm wearing. I got to figure out logistics. I also need to practice this 10-minute speech that I'm going to give. And I do not feel ready at all, but I say yes to everything because I think I can get it all done and I don't want to miss an opportunity. But I do have a really strong work ethic when I put my mind to something, and I have no doubt I will get there. I will get it done. I will do a great job to the best of my ability because my work ethic will eventually like kick in, even if it's like under pressure. So yeah, I have a strong work ethic. I feel a great sense of responsibility to get things done that I've said yes to, whether that's at work or my personal life or showing up for people. But yeah, it does come at a detriment. So even though I'm saying something I love about myself, I've somehow found a way to judge myself about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no judgment. That wasn't part of the question.
Yeah.
So you can just lean into the love part.
Yeah. So I love my work ethic. I'm a hard worker.
Yeah, you are. I sometimes, I'm early in our relationship, I resented you for it. Because it was just like, hey, what about us? But yeah, you definitely work hard. It's inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wish I could channel it towards less things and do them even better than I do them now. So anyways, as I was reflecting on my rage of having to go get my nails done yesterday because I didn't feel like that was how I wanted to be spending my time, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe the rest of this year is the year of thank you so much, but no thank you. And saying that more often so that I can fully, apply my work ethic to the things that are the most important to me.
Where do you think that work ethic comes from?
I think
have you always had it?
No. I think it probably started in high school, and I think it probably started when I discovered the sport of cross country, which is just running as hard as you can for longer than you're comfortable doing generally.
I heard two parents talking about cross country over the weekend.
Really?
About their kids that both their kids were in cross country. These parents did not know each other.
Okay.
Somehow it came up that their kid was in cross country, and then the other parent was like, "Oh, so is mine," and they were just like,
"It's the best."
That's like they couldn't stop gushing over the sport.
I know I ran it both in high school and in college for a bit, so I'm, I have special feelings towards the sport of cross country, but boy, I could not say enough things about what cross country can do for you as a person or for your kids. If there's an opportunity to encourage your kids to try cross country, I would encourage people to do so. It just, when you're that young and you have to learn how to push yourself in a way that you just didn't know your body was capable of when you're in middle school or high school, like realizing you can push yourself so hard. And I know there are plenty of sports that are like that, but it's literally just you and your body. There's, maybe you have some special running shoes or spikes involved, but otherwise it's like, it's you and your mental toughness. And you just see kids push themselves in a way that you don't expect kids to be able to do so. And that really sticks with you. So I think I tried cross country. I had some natural ability that I realized, ooh, if I actually try, I can actually be really good at this. And I had some early success with the sport as far as, how I placed or qualifying for, regionals and things like that. And it just gave me such a sense of power because it was literally just me versus myself. Yes, other people were running alongside me, but I couldn't control what they were doing and they couldn't control what I was doing. So I think I got that high of just like, a runner's high, not, the endorphins, but also like the sense of accomplishment. So I think that's probably where like that feeling of work ethic to reward neural pathways started to develop.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a great sport.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. Okay. Love question for Tim. What's something small that someone does for you that makes you feel appreciated?
That's a tough question. It depends on the situation. Depends on the moment. It can mean so many different things, and I don't know really how to articulate it or say it in a way that other than the way that I'm going to say it. So I don't mean it to sound rude if it comes across that way. Yeah, I think it's just paying attention, right? Like I don't know any other way to say it. If I'm, in a tough spot, or if even if I'm not, if like things are going well, it's certainly easier just to do something little that's appreciated. I think it's harder to do something for somebody when you can tell that they're not in the best place, because it can come across as if it's not appreciated. But it's really has nothing to do with that. It's more of just like kind of what you're working through in the moment. But yeah, I think like, again, there's so many like variables to that, but the simplest way I can put it is just paying attention, understanding who I am, and just kind of paying attention to what I might need in that moment. There's moments where you will just, drop some food off at my desk. That's nice. We had a golf event over the weekend, and you just took control of certain aspects of it. I think if you were to look at, the event as a whole, and the things that like you did versus what I did, like, oh, I didn't do that much, but like to me, it was like, it was a lot. It was, just something I didn't have to worry about, think about. I could just, continue to focus in on the things that I was already focused in on, and there's little to no distractions. And I think, just kind of, stepping in and taking over, with little direction and executing, which can be tough because I'm very particular. So like,
yeah, I choose my moments with you.
Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, I think, that's not like a very clear answer, but,
Well, what's resonating with me is one of my favorite sayings and favorite feelings is to be seen is to be loved. And I was just reading a story this morning online, scrolling, and it was like a nice story about someone talking about how they were in a relationship for a long time and the person was such a wonderful partner from the big gestures, right? Flowers, chocolate, nice dates, just really like love bombing them in big ways. But the relationship ultimately ended because that person didn't feel seen by their partner. They didn't feel like they knew or cared to know about like their specific hobbies, and then like showing them little ways that they understand how important things are to someone. And that really resonated with me. Like the other night, we were going to watch some TV, and I was, I don't know, brushing my teeth or whatever, and you had paused the TV. And when I got settled, you said, "Oh, I think you're going to want to see this." And I thought, Okay, what could be on TV that Tim literally paused so I could see it? And it was Taylor Swift introducing the women's figure skating team. And you obviously know what a huge Taylor Swift fan I am. And the thought, like, that you saw that and knew, like, I'm going to pause this and wait because I know Kimmy will be thrilled to see this 2-minute video because Taylor Swift is introducing these women who she's also interested in. Like, that just made me feel really seen of like, it's such a little thing, but it reminds me of how much is Taylor Swift your cup of tea? No, but you know how much I love Taylor Swift. Therefore, you went out of your way to show me that you saw that. Like, just those little things, I think, to be seen is to be loved. So, um, I feel like that's kind of what you're saying, maybe, of like people paying attention to you and giving you the little things that let you know that they are paying attention to you.
Yeah, and I'm getting a little choked up over here. Because that is also a little thing, is knowing, recognizing that I did that. No, I'm not looking for anything from those situations, but when you do pay attention to somebody and you do those little things, because they are little things, it's rare that they get any type of recognition or praise. And so when they are recognized or praised, right now it just feels very overwhelming of like, oh, I'm glad that I was able to do that for you, and that meant something to you.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it since then. Every time I see the women's figure skating highlights, I'm like already thinking back to 2 days ago when you did that for me. So, yeah. And I think that's what the best relationships are made off of seeing the other person, but also letting them know you see them through some small gesture or sharing of words, or, just a little gift versus a big gift that shows you see them. Like, we just celebrated Valentine's Day. Last episode, we kind of talked about like what our ideal Valentine's Day gifts or celebrations are. And we did buy each other a few little gifts. And one of the gifts you got me was like a lifetime supply of Milk Duds.
Yeah.
Which, yes, it's candy and it's on Valentine's Day, but it wasn't like you went to the store and bought a box of like heart-shaped chocolates. You went out of your way to order a lot of a candy that you and I really love to share together. Like, Milk Duds is a special treat that every once in a while we buy ourselves a box of Milk Duds.
Well, I don't know if you share.
Yeah, well, you were smart to buy like 12 boxes of them. But like, those are the little gestures, like, oh, Tim didn't just buy me a gift. He went out of his way to get me a candy that I particularly love and that we have like a shared connection over. So yeah, I think to be seen is to be loved.
Yeah, and that's I think for me, like, that's my love language. Like, that is just, I'm not really sure if that is a love language. I'm not even sure like where that came from. But the little things have always been like the most important. Like, I'm not like a super grand gesture type of person, as you know. Like, I have my moments where I'll do the big thing, but for the most part, it is the little things with me. And especially in the workplace, like, I'm not good at I do not think I'm good at like planning things, whether it's like Christmas time, organizing a gift exchange or whatever. But I'm going to show up for you every day. I'm going to offer little bits of support, when you need it.
Absolutely.
I'm paying attention, and I'm going to give you, what I think that you need in those moments. And that's just how I show my support, respect, love towards you. And so if people can even though it's my love language, it's certainly appreciated when people do it for me. And so, yeah, that's where that's at.
Love it. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
All right. Well, that's what we wanted to do today. We wanted to just do our lead, laugh, love questions, see how that goes. We got a busy week this week. Like I said, I have to go to a speaking event this weekend, which I'm thrilled to talk about, or thrilled to do. I'm going to be talking about emotional intelligence with a bunch of high school seniors potentially coming to my undergrad next year. So hopefully I inspire them to.
What are the highlights there? What are you hitting on?
Yeah, I'm going to be talking to them about, so the group of kids I'm talking to are all there for a scholarship day. So the school is basically trying to say, we're offering you scholarships. Please come here and accept them instead of accepting other school scholarships or something like that. So these are highly achieving academic young people. So what I'm going to be talking to them about is, that's great. That's what got you here today. But what will actually take you further in life is emotional intelligence, which is something I think we need now more than ever. Self-awareness and the ability to respond to situations and to people, and how that will take them far in life. I wasn't there for scholarship day when I was their age. I was a merit rolls student at best. But if I'm now the one talking to them at this event, hopefully that can show that while academic intelligence is great, emotional intelligence will also take them really far in life. So that's what I'll be talking about with them, which is exciting.
Beyond the classroom.
Beyond the classroom, and the relationships and your way of moving through the world and responding to people is more important now than it has ever been.
Yeah. In so many ways.
Yeah.
Because you having emotional intelligence gives you the ability to recognize and adapt to a particular situation. Doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to convince, motivate, inspire, move somebody off of their stance, but it allows you to be able to deal with whatever that response is inside of you in a more positive way.
Yeah. And I think, going into college, that's just a huge opportunity to develop emotional intelligence. You're living with people you didn't choose. That's roommates, people down the hall. You're having to interact with adults in a whole new way. If you bomb a test, you have to be the one to go find your professor during their office hours and figure out what's next, or if there's an opportunity there. Like, it's like a training ground for emotional intelligence. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Sounds like something we should present to our teenager.
Yeah. Actually, I was talking to our teenager about how I was doing this event and what I was going to be talking about, and kind of planted some of those seeds of emotional intelligence is a lot about being able to be in a situation and regulate yourself before responding, and thinking about how you want to show up for others and how others show up for you. So I got some head nodding from him. So,
hey,
every opportunity.
Yeah, that's a start.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty emotionally intelligent already.
Yes, he is. Probably to a detriment based on his age. I think it's finally evening out amongst his peers. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So busy week, which is exciting, but had us in a time crunch. So I'm glad we got down here to do this.
Yeah.
And we still have a few minutes before we even have to go to work, which is great. That's how early it is.
Yeah. Great.
All right. Well, I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, I hope you do as well.
Thanks. Okay. Bye, Tim.
Bye, Kimmy.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.